good. Can I start off real quick? Yeah, thank you. No, my fault. I just want to start off by saying, thank you to God, thank you to this organization, to Greg and Kerry and George and my coaches and all of my coaches and head coach Sean Payton and everybody here that just contributed into the Broncos for believing in me and for this. And just wanted to state that first and foremost how thankful I am.
So we know that these deals don't just happen overnight. So how long have they been talking to you and your representatives about it? How excited were you when it got done and winning?
Yeah, it wasn't too long, honestly. It was about maybe 3 weeks at most. And yeah, the process was pretty quick and easy and simple. I have really, really good agents, and the people across the team, they like them, and they're just the process went really smooth, and I feel like I didn't need to take it any further than what it was because I love this program, I love this team, I love the organization, and I just felt like I didn't need to go any further. And signing it there in the hotel, it just all worked out as well as it could. And then I'm still pissed off about the game. So.
Is there some validation in the fact if not for the help when you would have been drafted much higher that instead of playing the victim like that you just put your head down and thought, hey, if I can do this the right way, it's going to work out? And a lot of guys in the draft position really never does.
Yeah. I was a tough process with the draft process and everything like that. And I'm sure without that medical flag, I probably would have went a little bit higher. But, I mean, honestly, it all worked out the way it was supposed to. I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity than to come here and to get that call from George. And it was just awesome. And, even looking back at that, it all worked out the way it was supposed to. So really not upset or mad about it, but just know that it's time to get back to work.
Kind of following up on what you said at the beginning about thanking God and stuff. How much does it mean that this team believes in you versus, the dollar amount, et cetera? Where does that kind of stack up? That this organization has that belief in you to keep you around?
Man, so much. So I feel like that's just gives me, just humbles me to know that my work that I have to push forward has to be better, and I know I can be better and play better, and I just feel like that's where my mindset is. It's just like, how can I even exceed this? How can I show my appreciation out there on that field? And the fact that they believe in me and my teammates just makes sure I don't ever want to let them down. And I know that with moving forward and stuff that I definitely won't, or I definitely not won't, but just going to keep working and keep going. Just happy that they believe in me.
How exciting is it? You're locked up now for your extension, but you look at this young defense, and a lot of these guys can be along for the ride as you kind of move forward with this solid defense.
Yeah, we got a lot of young, talented guys on this defense, and I think we're only going to get better. Even just moving forward, the way we've been able to accomplish things this year, and I feel like we still haven't played our best defense, as a unit, as a whole. People have individual stuff, but I feel like just together we can grow and get even better, and I feel like that just comes with just more time because, like you said, we have a lot of young guys, and I'm just excited to be a part of it and definitely going to do all I can to lead and help us get to wherever we need to go.
You mentioned the heart procedure stuff before the draft. I guess, have you had a chance to reflect on what you've kind of overcome, and if you pulled yourself back then that you'd be standing here? I guess, would you have believed that with all that you?
I don't know, honestly. I always believed in myself, and my family helped me with that so much. Just always believing in me, always telling me what I'm capable of, and helping me along. And shout out to my mom for everything that she's done for me and getting me to this point. I don't reflect too much. I only like to move forward because I feel like this is just like a starting point for me, and I know I'm only going to grow for this. But all to that credit, I'll reflect with my mom, and I'm sure she'll help me out with that.
Along those same lines, what are the next steps that you want to take and see yourself taking?
Yeah, Pro Bowl for one, being an All-Pro outside linebacker, being dominant and really holding myself up to the standard that was set here. I feel like with Vaughn and DeMarcus Ware and even Chubb, and just want to keep going and keep working. And I have this new motivation, to keep going now. So just really excited.
You get more upset by the loss than like any player I've covered in recent years. You get clobbered by the ratings. How important is it to get back the shot and get punched in the face and turn around and face the defending champs? How do you kind of respond to that? How do you make sure it doesn't carry over from last night?
Yeah, it's just getting back to work, knowing that the things that we've done have been good enough to this point. It's just cleaning up the little small things. This was going to happen in this league. You're going to get punched in your mouth every now and then, but it's how you respond to it. And I feel like our team has definitely a good mindset to show that our response will be strong and solid. And, I got full confidence moving forward.
These are two of the most unique quarterbacks in the last 2 weeks in Lamar and obviously Mahomes. How do they differ? How are they similar, and what are the challenges in this week?
Well, both two top quarterbacks in our league. Obviously, both MVP caliber guys. We all know how decorated Patrick Mahomes is, and he's just a phenomenal competitor. Probably the best competitor in this league. And, that means every time you face against him or go against him on Sunday, you have to have your best because you're going to get that from him. And I know we'll be ready to answer that.
Both Courtland, let's just say that when you face a spectrum offense, especially when he goes against a rookie quarterback, he's going to test you, he's going to bring stuff at you. I guess how much do you embrace the challenge that you're going through?
Well, I'm excited. They're coming off a short week, so they're going to be, they got one less day, so they're going to have to fit some things in. But I'm excited about it. I think it's a good challenge for us, good opportunity for us. Obviously they got a great defense. They're playing at a really high level this year, have in the past couple of years. So exciting for us, with this opportunity, a first road divisional game. So, I'm excited.
Bro, last week you were asked about Lamar and maybe things he does that, and you said that you weren't going to compare yourself there, but have you been watching Patrick for a long time? What do you like about him?
Yeah, I've obviously watched him for a long time since he was putting up really good numbers in college, and then now obviously in the league, he's the best in the league right now. So everyone is trying to match him. Everybody's trying to catch up, I feel like, but he does a great job of just being himself, playing within the system, and makes plays when his team needs him to.
Even though you're a young guy, you told us, I don't know if it's camp or somewhere, you can't let adversity define you. You can't let it bring you very confident. Now you turn around and go from Baltimore to the defending champs. How do you help turn the team's mindset and make sure that, because Courtland said one loss doesn't become two?
Yeah, well, you got to separate them. You got to take the good things you did at Baltimore, take the things you can learn from, and go into this game and not make the same mistakes over and over, and continue to do the good things that you did well, and do them at a high level and compete. And you can't always dwell on the past. Don't worry about what has been. You got to move forward to what is going to be. And so we're excited. We got a hungry locker room, and one game, one moment, one loss doesn't define us. That was a tough team. It was going to be tough to go on the road and win, and we were on there for a minute. We were in the game, and then we just let it slip away from us. So it's not going to crush our season by any means. So we just got to take the moment that we have. We get to go and play an undefeated Kansas City team, and go to their place and put the ball down and play.
Obviously, it's not one-on-one with you and Pat, but how much do you relish in the opportunities to compete against some of the best quarterbacks in the league?
Well, I love it. I think this is the epitome of why you want to play in the NFL. You want to play against these defenses. You want to play against these legendary coaches. You want to play against these Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and so I think it's the best. I think when you get to play in this kind of matchup, it's much better than playing maybe a team that you have the advantage over. So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be tough. I think the mindset and the attitude going in with a tough game, I think that's the most important part. You want to play in these big games. You want to play in the tough ones, because if they were all easy, everybody could do it.
Well, it's not going to snow in Kansas City this week, but we're experiencing our first snow of the year. What's your experience like playing in snow games, and is that something that you like?
Well, I've never played in a snow game. I guess the closest it snowed, the day of a state championship game my junior year, and there was snow on the sides and the field was frozen, but it was probably like 30, 32 degrees, so it wasn't terrible. But I played in some cold games, but I know obviously in the NFL you can play in all sorts of games, so it's good living in Denver. You get to play in all of them, practice in all of them, live in all of them, so should be a fun time adjusting.
Bo, you've had some near misses with Troy on some deep routes. You've had some good hits as well. How do you continue to work on the dynamic now in the NFL that you obviously did work on extremely well in Oregon?
Yeah, well, I think with me and him right now, it's just a level of overthinking it a little bit, I think, and it's just trying to, the pressure and the ambition of we've already done it, we got to do it again, and, it should be easy for us, and that's not the case. You're going against different guys, you're playing in a different system, you're thinking a little bit too much, but I'm also not going to make excuses. We got to, hit them when they're open. So, we practice well. We do a good job of, making sure we get the reps in practice. And I think it's only a matter of time for, the explosives and the big ones are being hit again. And it's good to be able to, have those other guys like Court and all those guys to make explosive plays at the same time. So you can really kind of spread the ball out and distribute it well. And, I just think we just got to stop overthinking it.
Well, you mentioned that good against Baltimore. You guys have been all a bunch in the first half. What do you see when you look back at
Well, we were close. We, I think a few fourth downs short, a few penalties short, a few mental mistakes and missed throws and subtle things that happened throughout a game. But we weren't too far off, and I think we knew that at the end of the game, but the score kind of felt differently. And then when we were able to watch it back, I think, we were reminded of that. We could have gone into halftime with a shorter margin, and then it just was a while till we were back on the field. But we got to help our defense out too and score when we have the opportunity. And they've really carried us throughout the season. And we had a chance to help them out, and we didn't.
In that regard, DC is unbelievable third and fourth down in situational football. How important is it for you guys to function on that, to stay on the field and play maybe a little keep it?
Well, it's always important, but it's not as much the keep away as it is scoring. You got to score points against a team like this, and get a lead, because a one possession lead, a one score game, they've been known to come back and make it a game and win the game. They don't just keep it games, they win games. And one I think valuable thing about them is they're not talked about being in one score games and all this kind of stuff. They're known for winning those one score games, and so that's what makes a championship team. That's why they've won, is because they win the close ones. And in the NFL, you play close ones every week. So, we're close, and we got to make it, a close game, and we got to go out there and find a way to win it. And it's just going to come down to all three phases of the game, both sides of the ball, just stopping them when it's critical, and then we got to score when we have a chance.
How much do you like playing in really hostile environments? Because you played in a bunch of them.
It's my favorite. I think I'd rather play in a hostile environment than a low level environment that's not as much fun. No fans at the game, and you kind of have to bring your own energy. I think these games are fun because there's a level of excitement, a level of passion going into the game. And again, I go back. These are the games you grow up watching and dreaming about playing. So if you're not ready for these games, then you probably don't belong in the league. But I'm excited about this, the hostility and the a new environment. I've never been to this stadium. It's well known around the league as one of the best, and so I'm excited.
Bo, I know you've got plenty to worry about, but is there any fun trash talk or anything number one in the culture?
You just kind of let that handle itself, and it kind of talks trash itself. So the guys know, and every once in a while you got to remind them and give them a subtle jab, but. At the same time, you're pulling for them, and they got to continue it up, or else, you're the one talking, and it kind of bites you. But excited for those guys. Obviously they're in a great spot with Coach Lanning and the team. They've done a great job of building something, and it's fun to watch them.
Thank you very much, Bo.
Thank y'all.
Grateful that he made the play for me to keep me perfect, and it was a good experience, cool experience for sure.
Oh, cool. You guys ran some of those trick plays quite a few times this year. Do you get a sense of excitement when that play
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, there's plays that, you'll practice throughout the weekend and you just look forward to hopefully being able to run it. Sometimes some plays get left on the shelf for weeks and some of them die on the shelf. And so whenever you get a chance to, take one off the shelf and go put it into action, it's pretty cool to be able to go watch it come to life and guys go out there and make the plays and make it happen. I mean, I know that a lot of OCs and head coaches, it's one of those things that they have to love it in order to be able to call it. And so, when it gets called, it's something that they feel confident in and we try to go execute it. So it's been cool seeing some of these plays come together and, who knows what else coach got up his sleeve. We get surprised here and there whenever he just puts something together.
You, Saquon, or the Garrett Wilson catch, you have the best play?
Saquon Barkley, my goodness gracious. That is one of the most athletic, unorthodox, just pure genetic plays I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I'm a big Saquon fan. He and I in the same draft class, so I got a chance to watch him a little bit. He was at Penn State, and then watching him his rookie year go out there and tear it up, and seeing him find his stride a little bit, even more so in Philly right now, coming off some of those injuries that he had in New York. It's been really fun to see, and I think the version of Saquon that is playing right now is the version that everyone saw at Penn Stadium and got to see his rookie year, and I'm excited. I'm happy for him, man. That's one of those plays that forever, like, it'll be a top play in NFL history forever. I don't think we'll see another play like that. I'm sure somebody's going to try it now because they've seen it, but nobody executed the way he did.
Court Charles was just saying that in the league, sometimes you get punched on the chin, you got to get right back up.
Yeah.
I guess what's it going to take this week mentally for you guys to be ready to go and be ready for this challenge?
Yeah, shoots. We had to go in, and it was a hard pill to swallow on Monday to go in there and watch that film and be accountable to the things that we didn't do well, see the things that we did do well, figure out ways to grow from the things that we didn't do well, so we don't make those same mistakes. That's a really good team. I said it after the game that the Ravens are a really good team. They've earned that right to be in playoff contention and have people talk about them being a dominant team in the AFC. We're going into another hostile environment this weekend, and you can't dwell on it. I was telling the guys that it's something that I'm sure all of us have heard before. If you dwell on it too long, it'll beat you twice, and that's the last thing that we want. We don't want this to be something that bites us in the butt twice, and we look back and say, "Dang, we didn't let the Ravens game go." And that was the message on Monday. It was the message a little bit on Tuesday, and it was the message a little bit this morning. That day is done. We can't do anything about it. All we can do is learn from it, move forward, and go in and take care of this week with a really good team in Kansas City that we got to go see.
What makes this defense so, it's aggressive, it blitzes, it's sometimes exotic,
Mm-hmm.
it's fake exotic. You've played in that one, what is so challenging against him?
Man, there's a lot of really good players on that defense, a lot of really good players that have played a lot of ball together. I think that's the thing that I think that's the biggest thing I would say is that they have a lot of really good players that have played a lot of ball together, and it allows them to be able to play fast. And I think on defense, when you can play fast and they can know that there's going to be a guy here, there's going to be a guy there, everybody knows the zones they're going to be in, they all can communicate, and sometimes even they can work without having to communicate with each other because they just know they've done it so much. And I think that that's something that makes them really good, and coach has done a really good job of they game plan really well. I think they do a really good job of finding your strengths and your weaknesses and trying to exploit them. And it's something that we have to know, something we have to be aware of, especially with us having a rookie quarterback. They're gonna try him. They're gonna test them and just see, how much film is he watching, how prepared is he gonna be. And I have no lack of faith. That's double negative, but there's no lack of faith there of Bo being prepared and this offense being prepared, defense being prepared, everyone being prepared to go in here and take care of business. I think that it's just we have to be on our P's and Q's to be able to go in there and knock off the defending Super Bowl champs at home.
Court, it's the first time in your career you've had back-to-back 100-yard games. What's clicking with either your game or your chemistry with Bo or the offense?
Oh man, I mean, I think that I told you guys in training camp, and each week that we get a chance to talk about it, I think that each week we're only going to continue to grow, continue to find plays that we feel comfortable with, continue to find tempos that we understand, him understanding where I'm going to be, me understanding where he wants me to be. I think that's something that's going to continue to grow. I think that, not saying that it's just going to like be perfect every week, but it's something that I think that we're getting better at week in and week out, and just continuing to learn each other. You got guys that play years together, and they get that's how you see those numbers pop out. And so for Bo and I to continue to grow, I think it's just a week in and week out thing of just continuing to develop, continuing to fine tune the things that we do well, and then also fine tune the things that we don't do well, so that we can have a repertoire that is very deep and we can do what we want to do when we step out there. Appreciate y'all.
To the Chiefs, so are there conversations about y'all trying to get a wing streak going after the last time y'all played?
Yeah, I mean, that's what all the conversation about is getting the win. I mean, that's all that matters in the league. And sort of, getting the win, obviously, against a team like the Chiefs, it'll obviously mean a lot. But, that's what the league carries on with certain teams, is winning ball games, especially ball games of this pedigree. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to really showcase what we got.
What do you think of Coop getting the extension, and what's he mean to the defense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm very proud of Coop, man. When you talk about a guy that just came in just with the right approach, with the right work ethic and everything along the lines of being a great player, that's him. I mean, him being a 7th-round pick, him going through, the lenience of the roster, this and that. So for him to be able to secure that contract, that's huge for him, for sure. I'm very proud of him.
Some of the differences between Lamar and Patrick and some of the similarities?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to really get a tell because obviously they're both great quarterbacks, very dynamic. I'd probably say Lamar's more of a run threat, obviously, but I think they both could cause, a lot of complications with a run game, of course, being on their feet. But I think they have a lot of similarities in the pass game as well, too. So it's really hard to get a difference between them two because obviously they're both elite in their own right. So.
How does their offense look different? Hopkins now in play like he's really getting stride already the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it looks like he's found his stride with the Chiefs. Obviously, this past game, he's seen a lot more targets, and he was able to create a lot more plays for the offense, a lot of explosives. So it's something that we keep an eye out for sure. So he's been playing good ball right now.
Would you want to follow him, or because of Kelsey and the way he spaces, is it different with this group with Patrick and how you might get signed?
It just depends on the game plan. I'm just working within the structure of the game plan and just going from there. So, me, I just want to do what's best for the defense and as a team as a whole. So, wherever they need me.
Patrick, you guys had a lot of success against Patrick last year when you played him in Denver. What's the key to getting the ball from him?
I think it just starts with creating pressure. I think pressure starts with causing disruption and, allowing him, to feel that pressure and make, errant throws, in the middle of the field, outside. I think that's what's key. And also communicating the back end, being at the right position at the right time. I think that's the whole sole focus on, is to communicate but also create disruption in the backfield, and it comes hand in hand.
How important are the details when playing a team that is so good at winning these one-possession close games and also has so much experience playing in big games?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important. I think that's what makes them great. A tier of their own, just for them to be able to finish those close ball games, and knowing when's the time to make, those game-changing plays in such crucial moments. And we got to really hone in on that and understand that we got to play all 4 quarters. It's not going to come easy, and we're going to have to earn, every quarter and every inch. So I think that's what's key in this ball game.
All the pre-snap motion that they run to get your eyes going and moving so much. How difficult is that really to hone in on, and what kind of challenge is that to operate against?
Yeah, obviously it creates its own challenges as a whole, but we know we got to communicate, sort of see it before the play start. Obviously, with pre-snap motion, it's all about communicating in the back end defensively. And I think as long as you're ahead of it and you understand what's going on, that allows you to understand what's going on in the game, to be able to get a hold of, the pre-snap motions, the pre-snap adjustments and stuff like that. So that's what's key in the ball game.